Fine. Hi, Joe. So obviously our watches have to be coordinated because I have 11:28 and they have 11:34. So I'm late. We're going to blame it on my watch. So how's everybody?
Good.
Is everybody having a good March? Yes. Who's out of town for spring break next week? I'm just curious. Okay, just curious, figuring out what we're going to do next week for team meeting. We have a jam-packed team meeting, so we're going to get going right away because we have a very special guest who's going to share her story with us today. So let us proceed. Okay, so can you hit the light for me?
Sure.
So please, you'll see we have new graphics. Thank you, Kayla. Please turn off your cell phones. Number one. Okay, and let's welcome Drew. What's on the menu today?
Today is jambalaya, cornbread souffle, a little salad, and store-bought cookies. Sorry, I can't make cookies.
What? What do you mean you can't make cookies?
I'm not a baker, I'm a cooker.
Okay,
So.
got you.
Okay, so those of y'all who've never met me, my name is Drew Euless. I'm the owner of House Call Home Inspections. We have currently 4 inspectors that are working for us right now, and so we're about a 2-day turnaround. So we're still pretty tight, even though we're busy, which is the market kind of turn around a little bit. For our inspections, if you guys haven't seen my brochure, please read that. Please keep it handy. It's got my prices right there. And not only that, but my price has been the same, which a very nice gentleman had made notice to me that since 2015, I've not raised my prices. And so I'm trying to keep that as tight as possible. We're very competitive in our market. As far as what we do new construction, residential, commercial, anything you need done, we can probably get it done. Also, another big bullet point, we cover the entire state. I had a young lady call me yesterday and said, what do you charge for 2,000 square feet in Ackworth? I said $325, whatever it was. And she says, really, $325? I said, yeah, $325. She's like, this other thing I want to charge me $700 because it's in Ackworth. I mean, we do not charge to go, I don't care if we got to go to Macon. I'll go. Wherever you need me to go, we'll go. No charge, okay? Just whatever the fees are. As far as testing, we do all kinds of testing. We do methamphetamine testing. We do that in the lovely neighborhoods. We do radar testing, water testing.
Is he being serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse, unfortunately. We're doing more of that testing. We do asbestos testing, we do lead testing, we do all the testing that's necessary in some of the older homes. We're very good at finding some of those things in older homes. I'm from New Orleans. I've been in New Orleans resident for a very long time. We're above ground everywhere, so I'm used to getting in crawl spaces. We still get on the roofs, okay? We still climb on the roof if we can. I'm not a big fan of the drones. I've wrecked a couple of them and they're expensive, so I try to
Your eyes are better.
Yeah, my eyes are better and I'm ready to put my feet and my hands on it.
Yeah.
So, as far as anything else in our inspection report here, we're fully insured. Most importantly, we're great with new buyers. We're going to hold their hand all the way through the walkthrough. If they can make it, we prefer to have them come. We'll do a final walkthrough when we're done with our inspection. Hold their hand all the way through, room to room, top to bottom, inside and out. Okay? There isn't a buyer that hasn't said, you know what, that was really nice. They really enjoy that. And it keeps them calm. We're also very, what's the word I'm looking for? Non-alarming. Okay? We understand that there are things that are going to have to be fixed. Okay? Always. You know as well as I do. Every single house, even brand new houses, have things that have to be fixed. We walk them through that so they understand. Most of it's handyman work. If you could give up my little, I'm going to talk about some fun stuff. So anyway, real quick, do you have any questions about just the general home inspection? No? Any new agents in here? Yes? Good. Okay. Please, feel free to call me anytime for questions. I know sometimes a public forum is not the best time to ask questions, but call me anytime. I'm always available. Okay? So, a couple of sales incentives we're doing, and I'll get out of y'all's hair. We are giving away 60 cabins on a cruise this October. Okay? Those, every time you guys attend a
60
function.
cabins on a cruise.
On a cruise in October. Yeah, that's our corporate that's doing that for us. So, every time you guys will have a team meeting like this, and I do any kind of lunch, or I do a lunch and learn, anything like that, you automatically get your name put in the hat. If I do an inspection, you get your name put twice. So, call me for inspections. Okay? Alright, so one of the sales incentive, will you bring up my little picture for me?
Is that it?
Oh, there we go. Okay, this is my next sales incentive. So, this is a little toy that I bought, and I think it's a lot of fun. I've driven it. For those of you guys that drive standard, I'm going to make it automatic soon enough. But this is for a weekend of my top sales folks. Okay, you all be my sales folks. Okay, so the more inspections y'all do with me, if I do 5 or 6 in a month or something from you, guess what? You get to play with that for the weekend. Okay? So it's something fun. It is standard.
What is that?
That is a Polaris slingshot.
Tell us how it works.
It is a Polaris slingshot. It's very fun, it's very fast, and it's a lot of fun on a sunny day. Okay? So I'll drop it off to you on a Friday, you bring it, I'll pick it back up on a Sunday. You have it all weekend. Okay? So it's just a fun incentive. Okay? Other than that, thank you again for all the business. I've done another stellar year last year with you all. I'm already off to a great start this year. Again, that's because of the Rawls group. I mean, I really do a lot of business with y'all, and I really appreciate that. Also, last but not least, I stand behind my product. Okay? If there's something we missed, I'm going to go back and I'm going to take care of it. And any of you guys that have, even if it's something we don't do or something we haven't, made a mistake on, we'll help them out. Okay? I really want to make sure that those folks are happy. They're happy with you. They're happy with us. And we're very pro-business. I want to make sure that you guys can sell that house. I want to make sure buyers happy with the house. I want to make sure the seller's happy with what they've done. Okay? So, any other questions? All right. Well, I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And then for the first person that gets a slingshot, congratulations.
That's cool. Thank you. Charlie.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Charlie Pollard. I'm a closing attorney with McManamy McLeod Heller, MMH for short. We do have a CE class here tomorrow. Our general manager, Bill Shoemaker, is going to be covering the contract. So 3 free CE hours, lunch too. So if you hadn't already signed up, I'm sure there's probably a little bit more room. All right, I haven't given you guys a good scary story about title insurance in a while, so I gotta do that at least once a quarter. So here's a real story about something that came up, because a lot of times, not a lot of times, but every once in a while, you're gonna have a buyer, you're gonna have a client that says, I don't want to buy the title insurance policy. I'm gonna take the risk that the attorney did everything right and cleaned it up, and I don't have anything to worry about. Well, we do a lot of work, and hopefully that's true, but sometimes it's not. So here's an actual example about why you should always recommend title insurance policies to your clients. So we've got a title exam back about a month ago, and we're going through and looking. This is a regular contract, and it's about 2 or 3 weeks before the closing. And our title examiner realizes that 2 or 3 transactions back in the chain, there was a deed from a husband to a wife. Obviously, that's a dime a dozen. That's what all the title exams look like. But in the fine print below that, it said a half interest. So it wasn't just from person A to person B. It was person A giving half of the interest to their husband. So the effect of that deed afterwards is that both of them own the title. Okay. But the next deed in the chain was just from just the husband, and then the train was off and running. Okay. So we get our title exam back, and we have to tell our seller, who's a couple people removed from this deed, that there's this hanging interest out there. This person, 15 years ago, still has an interest in the property. So what's the risk there? The risk is that person's still alive, and then we pass the title on to the buyer. It could come out in the woodwork and say, hey, listen, I still legitimately have an interest in that property, and you can't sell it. Or maybe that person died, passed away, and maybe their heirs might find that out some way. So obviously that's not something that we can just let lie. So what we do is we ask the seller, do you have a title insurance policy? And I'll try to keep this short, but it's a lot better if they do. Okay. Luckily, our seller did have a title insurance policy. So what we do is we take that policy and we go to the company, the big insurance agency out there, and we say, listen, you guys are already on the hook for this. So this person has a policy, they think they've got a clean title. And right now, unless we can't issue a new policy because we know there's a problem out there. So what they do is they say, listen, you can go ahead and issue a new one. We'll stand behind what's out there because we're already on the hook for it. And we're going to go clean this up, but we're not going to hold up your closing. Okay? So that's value there, because if there was not a title insurance policy, we can still get that fixed. We can go track that person down. We can go get affidavits. That takes weeks, sometimes months. And if there wasn't a title insurance policy, then that closing's falling apart. Your seller's in default. Through no fault of their own, except they didn't buy a title insurance policy. So I know that's a little confusing, a lot of details there, but the point is, it's always a good thing for your folks to get for all the reasons that some attorney may just miss fine print in the deed. So it's an important thing, and if your clients don't get it and they go to sell it one day, guess who the first phone call is? You're going to get sucked into that problem, even though you had nothing to do with it. So, little plug for title insurance. So,
any questions for Charlie? Thank you, Charlie. Supreme, come on down.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
We're a little light today. It's
Yeah,
just
we're
two.
light. Just two of us. I'm Kenzie Flood.
I'm Scott Meldrum.
So today we want to talk to you about something special to Supreme Lending. We do 2 of them a year. It's Habitat for Humanity. We're very serious about it. We actually, all of our employees sign up every weekend. Let's see the dates. I'm sorry, I have to. March 30th, so I think it's this Saturday is the first build, and then it's every Saturday till June 1st. So we have a link to sign up if you guys want to come. We invite all of our realtor partners to come help us out. We bring we call it a paddy wagon to kind of feed the neighborhood there. So we cook burgers, we cook hot dogs, and we knock on doors around the neighborhood to get everybody out and kind of involved in the community. So we have a short clip to show you a little bit about what it's like, and hope you enjoy it.
Hey, Supreme Lenders. It's Pat Flood, and I'm so grateful today to be with PJ Green, who's going to be living in this Habitat home that all of you, every single day, because of your service in the community, our customer community, you create an amazing opportunity for us to give back to our community. So PJ and his mom are going to be able to live in a beautiful home because of the work that you do. I also want to give a shout out to our realtor partners and friends. The work that you do every day in referring our organization, certainly it pays the bills of all the folks, fine folks at Supreme, and helps them raise their families, but it also gets recycled back into the community. We make a commitment as a result of our mission to serve others before self, and that is the associates at Supreme, your customers and our customers, and then finally the communities that we live in.
It's amazing that just 8 weeks ago, all there was a foundation, and from all the volunteers at Supreme, our realtor friends coming out, other volunteers in the community, to now have a house that we're laying down the sod in a few minutes and able to give them the keys and a Bible, their own home for Deshavia and her family. It's an amazing thing to be a part of.
There's an amazing group of people that are swarming over this place to be able to get it in shape for the new homeowners. And so this is one of those types of events that's just amazing to me.
This, what we're doing today, represents the very best of mankind. When people come together and they give their time, their talent, and their treasure, they expect nothing back in return. It's just being done based on the heart and the love that we have for each other as neighbors. That's what God called us to do, is to love our neighbor as we do ourselves. And today crystallizes that.
I would like to most of all thank Supreme Lending for sponsoring this home, as well as all of the other volunteers that came out every Saturday, every early Saturday morning, to be a part of my build.
Hey guys, my name is PJ, and I want to thank Habitat and Supreme Lending for being in my new home. And I love everybody who's watching right now. God bless all of you.
So, my dad, he sponsored, this is his 34th home throughout my lifetime. I think Supreme, it's going to be our 11th, while Supreme's been up and running. We do 2 a year, one in the fall and one in the spring, and we're really into it. So we'd love for you guys to come out and join us. I'll get Kayla to send a link out for you guys to sign up on a weekend if you're available. There's really no better way to start your Saturday.
Where is it at?
Great. It's going to be down in the city, somewhere downtown.
Okay.
I don't have the address on me right now, but it'll be in the link.
So you haven't started yet?
We haven't started yet. Nope. This is going to be the first weekend, March 30th is the first date. So we always do it downtown in the city, though. Yes, sir. We'd love you. We'd love to have you guys. So thank you.
It's hard to follow all that. Most importantly, y'all, thank you so much for the welcome. I mean, it's been awesome. I think we've already had 3 or 4 closings, so we truly appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
That's a great reason why we teamed up with Supreme. There you go. Our Super Bowl champs. Alrighty, Y4C2Ts. Again, Mo is over all of us talking about the culture of Keller Williams. She was on our team leader call the other day, on our MCA call, and it was really interesting to hear Mo Anderson speak from the heart as she does. She wants to make sure that we're reviewing the Y4C2Ts, and can anybody in the room without looking at the screen quote it? So that's what we're learning to do. I go through it every night, and I always miss creativity. So I'm just embellishing that and getting in my head. So we're talking about Y4C2Ts, obviously win, win or no deal, integrity, do the right thing, customers always come first, and today is commitment in all things. Let me hear you say that. Commitment in all things. One more time. Commitment in all things. Thank you so much, and we will continue to do this over and over until one day I'm going to say, can anybody quote it, and a bunch of you are going to raise your hands. That's going to be awesome. We'll do a contest about that. Let's do that. Yes. And then the 4 pillars, which are actually expanded. I'm getting the new one, and today is doing something right without wanting to be recognized or acknowledged for it. Does that resonate with anybody in the room? Yeah. Does anybody think, oh no, I really kind of do want to be recognized? High eye. High eye, that's a high eye personality profile, and that's okay. That's okay. However, you know, in our lives, we do want to be doing things and not always have to be recognized. You know, one way a lot of our agents do it, they'll come to us and say, hey, I'd love to sponsor a Bold Scholarship. I don't want anybody to know. Just give away a Bold Scholarship, and I would be delighted to pay for it to help somebody's business grow. So think about things like that. Giving back when somebody comes and asks you a question. Taking the time to smile at a new agent and introduce yourself. That is all giving back to the Market Center. Upcoming classes, that would be the new ATL Cara. Woohoo!
Hi guys. I'm sure you know, and if you don't, I am super passionate about our training and education. So our calendar is stacked for April and May, and actually sat with a productivity committee this morning to look at June and July and get more classes on the book. So this is the time to take out your phone and get the photos.
So let me just interrupt you. You can thank her for making sure our classes are stacked while she's on maternity leave. Woohoo!
All right, so we've got magical mornings every single day, Monday through Friday. They're 8:45 to 11. We talked about this last week. Magical Mornings is a great place to come and get those phone calls in. It's also a really great time to come in and write your thank you cards, be working on your scripts, be doing things that are in the 20% of your business, right? So that time when you're saying, well, I wish I had more time to do this activity, that's when we want you to do it, because just being in the room, listening to agents speaking on the phone, hearing those scripts, you will come to take them as your own. So whether or not you're a pro at your scripts yet or making those calls, just come and get in the room, and I promise you will get in the habit of it. So that's every morning, Monday, and it's here Monday to Friday. All right, so after class or after team meeting today, we've got KW Command. Really want to thank our tech ambassadors because they're here every single week taking their time to run you through Command. Also understand, very much like Kelly, Command is also a toddler. So Command is growing week by week. So we're going to give you very specific lessons based on where we're at in the process, because over the next few months there will be more of a build out. So be patient with us with Kelly and Command, please. We've also got Meet the Market Center this evening. A couple of you have asked what that is. So if you've got someone that you're interested in bringing in, or someone that's shown an interest in this business, it's a really great opportunity for them, whether they've enrolled in school yet to get their license or not. They can come in, speak with the leadership, and Dory kind of runs them through who we are, what we do, and what our culture is all about. So if you'd like to send someone this evening, we'll be here. And we also invite you to come. It does help with that relationship. However, if you can't, let us know, and we'll make sure that we meet everyone that's coming.
It's a great way, again, for you to build your downline, and we will help you do that.
Yes. Let's see, tomorrow, and I know that Charlie mentioned this, we partnered with MMH, our awesome alliance partner, to bring in more CE. So Bill Shoemaker will be here going through the purchase and sale. Whether you think you know it or not, my question to you is, can you turn a purchase and sale around and teach it to a client? If you can't, or if you don't know everything that's in there, come to this class tomorrow. Regardless, it's a CE class. They're holding it for us. It is free. Lunch is provided. So come on down, check it out, and we really appreciate you, Charlie, for helping us do that here. Green Sheets, Dot Loop, so Friday. If you're new, if you need a refresher, come and check it out for Green Sheets. Dot Loop as well. I know it's a little bit tricky. We do get questions all the time, so they're good refreshers to have. And then the following week, we've got our very own Kelly Chansey. She leads our mastermind for our growth group. Kelly, do you want to tell us what the topic is for next week?
On April's topic, we're talking objection handlers. Basically, how to up your game. So whether it's objection handlers for commission, how to get buyer or listing agreements signed, whether you're in a listing appointment and you're like, oh, the paint color is awful, how do we help overcome that objection so therefore they will, stage it, paint it, do what they need to do. Or if you're a buyer's agent and you walk into a place and it's fantastic, except it's ugly paint, how do we overcome that with our buyer's mindset and therefore express that to the listing agent? So just the common objections we may hear from getting the lead to, closing. So we have about 5 main things we're going to talk about. So.
Do you want to give them a teaser for May's class?
May's class. We are going to talk about how to keep a transaction together.
Y'all should be in the room. Because when I see written volume and closed, there's such a discrepancy, so that's telling me people are not getting their deals closed.
Y'all work way too hard to either get that listing or to get a buyer in your car and show them around and write that offer and actually go under contract, not just win the multiple offers, but go under contract. Now we need to make sure we think and problem solve effectively on how do we make sure we keep that contract together, actually bring it to the closing table. And so we're going to talk about that. Our goal is there shouldn't be a lot of terminations if we do everything up front the right way.
Right.
Both from a seller perspective and a buyer's perspective. So that will be May.
Yeah, so that's the first Monday in May.
Perfect. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also on April 1st, we have a kickoff for the Masters that are happening here in Georgia. So we're going to have, it's a series of 3 days, and there's actually putt-putting that's going to happen. It's being put on, I believe, by Graham and Steve Massell with our commercial development. And they're going to have contests. So you can win anything from a $5 prize to a $100 prize. And it's going to be on 3 different days. It kicks off on the 1st at 3 p.m. And then the following day, again, our amazing lender partner. So Supreme will be doing what we call a lunch and learn. And it just so happens that they're going to start talking about video marketing and how to really maximize that for your business. So each time they come in, they're going to have a different subject. So if there's something that you want to learn from them, let us know so we can all partner together and bring you the content that you want. Does that sound good? Yes? Okay. We've got another Master's Day on the 4th. And then a class that I think we are all really exceptionally excited about is the Peters Company is going to be coming in and talking about their 36 Touch program. So a lot of you are saying, well, what happened to 33 Touch? We are now 36 Touch, and I can tell you that that is only going to grow. This is a class you do not want to miss. And they're going to come in and they lay it out literally step by step. Here are all the different touches. And it's not just touches that are going to cost you money. These are things that you can do very easily and implement in your business immediately.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who are the Peters?
Andy and Leslie Peters. So actually they are what I like to call a homegrown team.
Yeah.
So Andy and Leslie started here in our market center and developed a team of their own. And I mean, by following the systems, by following the model, by attending trainings very much like you guys do, they've been actually able to build themselves up to be one of the top teams. Andy Peters is also now an operating partner and has 3 market centers under him. So they're taking time to come back and pour into us because this is really where they got started. And it's, we're really grateful because the whole point is that we grow leaders. That's what we do. Anything you want to add on?
Nope, that's it. I want to make sure everybody knew who they are.
Yes. And you can also get CE credit for it. Just as a reminder too, all of these classes are on the intranet. So anything that needs a link, a sign-up information, if you want to know more, you can actually go onto the intranet calendar, click on the event, and find out more about it. We have our 3rd day for the Masters on April 8th. And then on April 9th, the ALC Productivity Committee is putting on a mastermind, and it's basically got a buyer, now what? And it's sort of the ins and outs of what you do once you've got your buyer in place. So they'll talk a lot about what comes after that point. So now you've got a purchase and sale that you know how to write, you've got a buyer that you know how to walk through, and then we're going to get you to a point where you can get them to the closing table. And then last but not least, on April 10th, we are kicking off our investor series. So for those of you who came to the investor class last week, it was phenomenal. Was anybody here for that class? It's a good number of hands here. And what we heard is that this class was so phenomenal, there was so much information, we want more. And so as a result, Adi Weissmark and the agents that were on that panel are creating a series. So the first thing that we're going to be doing to kick it off, the finance committee of the ALC is bringing in women in investing. And it's Courtney Newton that's going to be talking about this class. Do you want to tell us a little something about it?
We're going to send some information out.
Okay, so information will be sent out. It's the first of the series, and there's everything from how do I do a fix and flip? What do I need to know for new construction? I've got a client that's interested in picking up Airbnb properties. How do I calculate the return on investment for myself as an investor and for my clients as investors? Supreme as well will be doing a class about how to actually finance that investment, what sort of packages and programs they have for that. So if you have any questions, let me know, and if there's anything else you want to see on the calendar, same thing, don't be shy, let us know, we'll get it on there.
Thank you. Awesome. Oh wait, we have more.
Oh,
wait.
There's more.
Sorry, Debbie.
So, okay. Something that we've been hearing a lot of, right, is I'm coming up on the end, I don't have enough CE credits. Everywhere I go, they cost money. Our amazing partners are bringing classes to us, and for that we're very thankful. So really quickly on your continuing education classes, you've got purchase and sale tomorrow. That 36 touch class with Andy and Leslie is also available for CE. Code of Ethics is coming up on the 18th. The 25th is leveraging social media for your real estate business. That's also a McManamy class. Again, free lunch is provided. You do need to go onto the internet calendar, and there's an Eventbrite link, so go ahead and register, please. And then we've got Staging to Sell. So we've got a really great staging partner that's going to be coming in. If you missed this one, we have another staging CE coming up in August. And then we've got an overview of Georgia property tax. So our very own HAP is going to be talking about assessments and what to expect. So whether you're looking at Fulton County, Gwinnett County, DeKalb, whatever it may be, it's a really great class to be in because it's just, that's part of what we do, and we need to be able to relay that to our clients about what to expect. And that's about it for now. We will also be partnering with Supreme, thank you again, to do a condo CE, just to tell you what sort of documents you need to be requesting, what things do you need to know about, do they have an assessment, you know, request those, the budget, the financials, the meeting minutes, all of those things. And then the last one will be an appraisal CE. And that'll be it. So if you don't have them, make a plan to get these in because, hi, free and free lunch.
Yes, and the thing we don't want to hear is we don't want at the last minute for you to say, oh my gosh, I have to do 36 hours CE and my license is up tomorrow. Do you all know to go on to GREC periodically to look to see how many hours you are accumulating? Can I see a yes or a no?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
So, really important for you to check this periodically because we get notified when?
The month after your license has lapsed.
Okay, say that again. Erin, when do we get notified?
You get a letter in the mail the month after your license has lapsed.
So we need you to go on to GREC today and check your hours and check the year they're due. You need 36 hours every 4 years. We don't want to have to call you and say, yikes, the 3 transactions are in jeopardy that you have on in the system right now because you don't have an active license. Nina.
What's the law class they're talking about that you're requiring?
License law?
Yeah.
The license law class. Yeah, and we have flyers up around the office for fair housing, license law and ethics. Yes, so you can see when they are because we rotate them through the market centers for the Rawls group.
And just for a point of reference, there are 2 more CEs coming that are not on here. You have the ability to take 8 CEs between now and the end of June. I will say that again. 8 CEs, that is 24 credits. So there's absolutely no reason why anyone's license should lapse.
Might I just say one more time? We find out a month after your license has lapsed. Andrew.
What is, so I just renewed my license, but I don't, what is there's some classes that you have to take every 2 years?
Ethics
correct?
and license law.
Okay, and then it's just 36 hours minus so 30 hours is just whatever else I want to do.
Kathy's in the back.
Ethics is required by the board, not rec. If you want to stay a member of the board and keep your $450, you already paid them, you got to take ethics every 2 years. It starts this year, 2019, 2020. License law has to be taken every 4 years before your next review date.
So the code of ethics class should be sold out.
Is that code of ethics? I just took code of ethics. Is that for the building or the state code of ethics?
It's for the state.
Okay.
What do you mean?
It's for the board.
It's for the board.
Okay. I took one for the board, but I had taken one here, and I thought that was the one that I needed, but I think that was just for Keller Williams.
No. There's only one code of ethics class, and it's to keep your license active with the board.
All of our CEs don't just translate for Keller Williams.
Yeah.
That's to help you satisfy the requirements you need to be a part of the board and to keep your
For
license
the Georgia Real
current.
Estate Commission. Any questions about that? When do we find out that your license lapsed? Okay, I just want to make sure you understand that. We work really hard if your license not to lapse, we just don't find out until after the fact. Okay. Upcoming class spotlight that was not on the list before. So how many of you feel that you really mirror match your clients really well? Be transparent. How many of you know how to handle a D if you're a C? How many of you know how to handle an I if you're a D? And so on and so forth. Anybody? Okay, so since I don't see a lot of hands, I am doing a one-on-one class with Cynthia to learn more about her class, and it's amazing because I know a lot about DISC. I teach it all the time. There's so much more I have learned that is eye-opening that we're bringing her in from Boise, Idaho to help you understand how to work with clients that are not your DISC personality. Would you say that would be an advantage to your business?
Yes.
Okay, so she's coming in the 23rd. It's a 9 to 3 class. It is $39. There's a link that we're sending out today. It's usually $59. She's doing it for $39. This room should be packed. Her presentation style is fabulous. Her little videos that she shows are hilarious. I sit there and go, oh my gosh, I love all these cartoons you're showing. They're fabulous. Anyway, highly, highly valuable. And it includes a free DISC personality assessment. So anybody that works with clients, you should be signing up for this class. I would love for it to be sold out so we don't have to offer it to other market centers. We will, because we want to make sure we have a full house for her. Okay, so we will send out that this, and then there's a discount code, which is KW Peachtree Road, to get the $39 ticket. And then we'd love for her to be, we're going to bring her in for one of the team meetings for like 10 minutes, so we're going to video chat with her, so you'll get a little bit of her. Go online. We'd love to sell this out right away. And we proudly welcome, want to do this? Sure. Come on, new agents in the Market Center.
So we're really excited, and when you see an agent that you haven't met, please stop and say hello, right? Feel free to give them a hug. That's what we do. It gets a little weird if we don't give enough hugs a day. So these are the agents that we're welcoming to our family, and we hope that you will welcome them as well.
Good. You're good? Good. Yep. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. I'm going to make her like come live after she has the baby. All righty. Guess who's on deck here? Erin. Have you heard what's going on with Kelly? Raise your hand if you have Kelly on your phone and you use it on a constant basis. Raise your hand if you have Kelly on your phone and it's updated.
I updated mine yesterday.
Okay, she, it, he, whatever, RAI changes on a consistent basis. So, Erin's going to give us our tip. Yes.
Okay, so first off, good morning, KWPR. I need a little more energy. Come on, try again. Thank you. I don't see Richard Beeman. I don't see Chris Estrada in here, but I do see Lanisha. And I just wanted to say happy birthday. We won't sing. We won't make you deaf. So, can you pull up my... Thank you. All right. So, let's check out Kelly.
Can you flip the light card? Thank you.
When's the last time somebody sent out a market snap? Who knows what a market snap is? Okay, at least a couple of people. Great. So a market snapshot is what will show your client what's going on in their area. This is an extremely valuable and great tool to give out to agents or show your value to them. Sorry, not agents, your clients, to show your value to them. So all you have to do is at the bottom, you ask Kelly, snap 30319, and there's the market snapshot for 30319. So it'll show them all the actives, all the pendings, average days on market, listing price, total sold. Yeah, this is basically your CMA in your back pocket. Not only that, but if it's something of interest to them and maybe they're not in front of you, you can send it to them by clicking on this little icon in the corner, and you can send it straight to their cell phone. Yeah, so you have the option of sending it any of the which ways that you have on your phone. And it takes 2 seconds. So how valuable do you think that would be to a client who maybe you haven't talked to in a while? This is just another touch. This could be in that 36 touch for you, and just saying, hey, I know that you've been in your house 5 years. Here's what's going on in your area. I'm going to send you a snapshot. Let me know if you have any questions. Love to talk to you more about it. Quick 5 minutes. I think I saw a hand real quick. Did I? No? Yeah,
Can you
Alex.
break it down by price range?
Can I break it down by price range? I actually cannot. I can see the average listing price, but that's pretty much it on the average price in that area. It will only do zip codes for right now. But on top of doing a zip code, so this is showing me all of the stats, all of the market, but then I can make it even more narrow and show, oh, okay, this is actually what's just in my market center. So let's say you're trying to get that listing. It's in a very popular area. Well, my market center sells the most. We just sold 105. And then even more, you have the agent screen, which will show exactly what you've sold in that area. So it makes you valid and it presents value.
So does that separate attached and detached, or is it, you're just sending everything that's...
I'm sending everything in that area. So it's not necessarily a CMA for their house.
Right.
This is an introduction into what's going on in their area.
Sure.
This will get your foot in the door.
Can you try my zip code?
I can.
30360.
Sure.
And Andrew, if you want to take out your phone, make sure you have it downloaded. You can actually do it with her as she's doing it.
I just did it and it didn't work.
Good to know.
Okay.
Are you updated with the latest version, Andrew?
It did Brookhaven, so.
No, the latest version of Kelly.
Kelly, right?
So Kelly has had multiple upgrades throughout the entire process. So you have to make sure you have the latest Kelly update. Profile? Trying to remember what I'll tell you.
I was going to updates on your iPhone.
Mhm. Yeah, so you're just going to updates and finding Kelly and clicking update.
Yeah.
So if you're not seeing what I just saw for you, Andrew, I would just go to your updates and make sure it's the most updated it can be. Hey, Katie.
It also will do some neighborhoods. Like I know it will do Sagamore Hills and Ashford Park.
Okay.
So if you look up certain neighborhoods, it will do them by that too.
So if I hit snap and then
I just did snap for Ashford Park.
Okay.
Sent it to me. It'll give you like a couple if there's other ones throughout the country, but the first one for that was the Atlanta one.
So snap Ashford Park.
Wait for it.
There it is.
Go
Yep.
maybe.
Yep.
So yeah, not those. It's the first one is the other
Yeah,
one.
that's good. Good job.
Nice.
So do you know why it can do Ashford Park?
I don't know why.
Okay.
Popular.
So yes, that's one reason. But the other reason is because we are an exclusive partnership with Nextdoor. So that system, we have access to all of the neighborhood names and neighborhood dealings because we have that exclusive relationship.
Well, that's way cool because we have it in my neighborhood, so I can do that.
Everybody has it in their neighborhood. It is very, very popular. So it's very helpful to have as well. And that's my tip.
So you're saying that you
Awesome.
should search by the next door neighborhood and then it would most likely come up?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's morning sign.
And they're also, I mean, they're always adding new neighborhoods because, you know, new neighborhoods pop up all the time. So as neighborhoods start to become more and more popular, they're going to be added on here as well. Yeah.
So I would love for you to do me a favor real quick. Take out your phone and ask it for a market snap of your zip code. Ready, set, go. Go ahead. You good? Take a look at the information.
Kelly, will you give me a snap of 30360?
You asked it so nice.
Very polite.
Anybody have?
You don't actually have to say please. I think it'll work. I know it's the southernness. It's the southernness.
No, she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
It's like my husband talking to Alexa. Alexa, may I please have this? I was like,
so cute. Thank
you. Did everybody pull up a market snap? I want you to be able to play with it, open it up, and look at it.
She's busy.
She's busy? Are we overtaxing the system?
In the same area.
Yeah.
She said she's having difficulty.
Yeah, that's what mine says.
Is anybody else having a difficulty?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, don't
I
ask
don't
her
remember my
nicely.
KW login information.
It's on your cheat sheet.
It's on my cheat sheet.
On your password sheet.
On your password sheet.
I don't know how to get it.
If you don't have it, that's okay. The girls,
I'll just have to do it later.
Kayla,
But
Lexus,
you
they
say
both have it.
snap? Is that why? Oh, you say snap, not market snap.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
it's
say
snap.
anything actually, but say snap for.
Just say snap zip code. For snap
Snap for
neighborhood.
30126.
You come up? Okay. Somebody tell me, go down to the sold section and tell me how many days on market the house has been, or the houses have been on the market, if it's a down arrow or an up arrow.
Down.
Down arrow.
Down arrow. Okay, give me a number.
What can I say, bro?
50. Okay, so that's interesting to do in your neighborhood and follow it to see if houses are staying on the market longer. Okay, how about average sale price to list price?
Where's the arrow?
That ratio is wonky, so I'm wondering what's going on with that.
So what zip code did you put in?
Mine is 57%, which doesn't seem like that.
So somebody else give me an average list price to sale price percentage in your area.
Yeah.
You see where that is under sold?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Somebody give me a number.
52.
52, what's your zip
4
code?
days on market.
What's your
30067.
30067, that's mine. 77.
94.
94 for yours. So when I'm talking to a prospective seller and I'm showing them that number, what dialogue would I use with them if it's 57%?
People are trying to sell their house for too much.
You bet.
That just,
I don't think that's
that
right.
can't be
It's
right.
based off of FMLS.
Yeah.
It's based off of FMLS. Now remember, Kelly is a toddler. Kelly is a toddler. However, if you pulled up your zip code and actually did the work, it may come out that it is 57% or 77%. So it's a valuable tool to look at and follow. Okay?
Again, it's a foot in the door.
Right.
It's a foot in the door. If you're trying to get that listing, if you're trying to be, talk to a buyer, it's the first conversation you're having with this person. And then you're gonna follow it up with, but hey, let's look at your house specifically. Let's look at your situation specifically and see where we go from here.
I've used it when calling for sale by owners and being like, oh, well, the average days on market in your neighborhood or in your area is 50, but why is your house been on the market for 90?
Right.
There you go. That's great.
When you put in a zip code, you can click on the map. It'll actually pinpoint the neighborhoods when you click on the actual highlighted neighborhood.
Hey.
So when there's still out there, I put in the zip
Is that a little
code.
louder?
When you're on the map,
Andy's got it full.
when you're on the map up here, if you click on the actual neighborhood area, it'll highlight that, and then it'll give you the actual stats for the actual neighborhood. On if you put in like say a zip code first, and then click on your area of the neighborhood.
Awesome. So we have a very special guest today who just completed her first triathlon. And I want to bring Laura Ortiz down, and I want her to talk a little bit about the process, how she trained for this, the actual race, and what she took from it to bring into her real estate business.
Hey.
There you go.
So this is my family. That's my mom, my dad, my siblings, and their kids and significant others, and that's my oldest brother. That's 2 miles away from the finish line. So it was a tough moment, so I'm glad we got that one on a picture. And that's me on the water.
So you can sit or you can stand, whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So let's come in the center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come in the center. Okay. So what prompted you to even do this?
So I was doing the business planning class with Chad Hines a couple of years back, and he talked about his experience about doing a bet on a marathon. Through that sparked my thinking about what I was going to do next year. So it was learn how to ride a motorcycle or learn how to swim. Early that year, I fell on my brother's motorcycle. So popular opinion was you're going to kill yourself if you do that. So learning how to swim. So that weekend when I'm doing my business planning, kind of went like, okay, learn how to swim, how I'm going to prove myself. I know how to swim. Well, a race, I guess I will do it. Triathlon, I know how to run, kind of run a bike, how hard can that be? So I signed up for my first spring triathlon, and then I found a swimming coach. After I found a triathlon coach, and then he referred me to a swimming coach when I told him I don't know how to swim. So thank you very much.
So you must have been really athletic when you were a kid.
No, I did not sports growing up. I have a heart condition, so my parents were kind of like, don't get excited, don't get your heart rate up. So I never did anything growing up, or until I was an adult, so pretty much.
Okay, and what prompted you to think, okay, I want to learn how to swim, and now I'm going to do a triathlon? There's a big stretch to me.
No
I
doubt.
learned how to swim, and now I'm going to do a triathlon.
Because I figured that would really prove me that I knew how to swim. Because I can go take a lesson 3-4 days and they say, you got it, but actually like putting pen to paper and proving, okay, I can do it, I feel like I achieved it. That's why I figured, how hard can it be? That's why like the triathlon was like, there's an award, there's an inline, there's a little bit of a competition, there's a process that will help me stay accountable to it. And again, I was really like, oh yeah, sounds good. Why not?
Okay, so you decide to do the triathlon when?
My first spring triathlon, I did it in August of 2017. I signed up for everything that, my first swimming lesson was that December the previous year. So that first triathlon, I show up, I get a panic attack on the water, I start crying, it was horrible. You look at the pictures when I'm getting on the water, I'm like red, I'm like, oh, kill me now, please. My swimming coach was on the water and she's like, get out of the water. I'm like, just let me drown. Of course, competitive side comes out and I'm like, all right, I'm coming back next year. And I'm gonna do it right and I'm not gonna cry and I'm gonna finish it in the right way, because also my bike had issues, the run was horrible. So I was like, I need to do it better to prove that I did it right. So I trained for the next year and I did it last August. And at that point, one of my friends, Ellen Archer, she's an agent, also, she's like, you know, they do a Ironman in Puerto Rico, a half Iron. And I'm like, half Iron, I have a coach, I can do that. So I went home that day, signed up for it, and tell my family, like, hey, guess what? I'm doing a half Iron, 70.3 miles. And sprint triathlons are only a 5K, 10 miles back ride, and 400 meters. So I went from that to 1.3 miles swim, 56 miles back ride, and a half marathon.
Like a walk in the park to I don't know what.
Right. So
how was training?
Training was interesting. It comes to prove that you need to have the right people around you. My first coach, when I told her I just did this, she's like, oh really? So she wasn't as excited and there was a little bit of doubt on her mind. And I was like, I don't need this negativity in my life. So we decided to part ways. Then I hired someone else and my gut feeling, I don't know anything about Ironman, just remember that. But my gut feeling was like, this guy doesn't know much either. So I fired him again. And then that's two. So it's October now. And my swimming coach, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I already paid for this. It's March, it's October. So I met Chris, which is my tri coach, and he has done Kona. When I talked to him over the phone, he's like, oh yeah, we can do it. We got it. And I'm like, perfect, this is what I need. So training with him was a big commitment because there was no excuses or anything. I had to keep working and keeping my life as normal. So consistency, I would say, was the key on the process. Every day I knew I had a workout and I had to work and I would have an app. And there was a system and a model that he provided to me. And because of the KW background, I already knew that models and systems, that's what we follow. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just trust the guy and you will get to the finish line, hopefully. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to answer the question.
Yeah, no. So how was the training?
Training was challenging, I'm not gonna lie. It was really life-changing in a mental aspect. It changes your mindset about yourself, how far you can do. There are days I woke up and I was like, everything hurts, but I needed to get out of bed because I had to show property and then I knew I had to train. And it was always on the back of my mind. And a couple of weeks into it, I would say by November, December, I was starting to see the positive impact in my life of the trickle effect of working out and getting a habit. Some of my relationships changed. I had to make adjustment on my sleeping and eating habits and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think all the aspects of my life got better because of the training and having the right people around me. But training was hard, I'm not gonna lie. It was 2 or 3 hours a day sometimes, even more.
So a couple of weeks ago, she walked in and she was limping. I about had a heart attack.
Yeah, she wasn't. She's like, what happened to you?
I was like, oh my God, what's going on? I mean, what's going on? And so she stressed her ankle out, as you can imagine, with all the training she was doing. And so I was tracking her through the Ironman. I was posting on my Facebook page, she's here. And Karen Smythe was helping me like, okay, she just did this. And I was like, couldn't quite get the app, but she was helping me work through that. So that was really exciting. Okay. Go back a little bit. So, okay, so you get through your training. The race is not here.
No.
So what did you have to do to prep for the actual race with your gear?
So my race was in Puerto Rico. I'm born and raised in Puerto Rico. I moved here 12 years ago. So my whole family, they're back there. So a little bit of mental game, I figure, even if I'm the last one to the finish line, they're gonna still be there. Hopefully, I know they were gonna be there. And I knew it was going to come to play because those are really tough competitions, and talking to a couple of people, they were like, you're gonna hit a wall. It's not a matter if you, it's like you're gonna hit a wall at one point. And that was like 2 miles out from the finish line. When I saw my oldest brother, he's like, go on, you got it. And he walked with me, pretty much dragged me to the finish line. So that advice, if you decide to make an adventure like that, which I encourage you to do, whatever you're thinking about doing, check the finances, because there's a lot of things that come up. So I had to like cheat my beer, my bike, and airfare, hotels, like nutrition. Like my coach had me drinking pretty much a gallon of water from a week and a half before, because I was training here. When I did 56 miles outside, it was 20-degree weather on a Saturday, high 80s back there. So thanks to the coaching and preparation prior to it, I had no cramps. My body survived the race. A couple of scars here and there, and bad tan lines. But training and getting ready for it, it was just nutrition, sleeping habits, shipping my gear, connecting with the right people and asking the right questions to help me get to the finish line.
Okay. All right. So you get there. It's race day.
I still get like nervous about it.
Okay. So what's going through your mind?
I was a little bit anxious because I was ready for it. Like the last week and a half, I'm like, and we get this race done. Like I've been getting ready for this so long, but I was ready to start it. I had faith. I had trained. I had done what I was expected to do, and I was gonna give my best. At the end of the day, it was showed midnight. I was not gonna quit. They would have to drag me out of the trail, because that's another thing. They are tracking you. So if you're not by certain spots by a certain time, they pull you out. So you know you have to be out of the water by this time. And then from that you have to be by X miles by this time, and so on to the process. So there were people that I saw them once and then never saw them again. There was over 1,000 people that signed up for this race, only 858 finished. So it's a little bit challenging.
And you were one of them.
You're also one of them.
Yeah. Sure was. Okay, so you're in the water.
Yes.
Yeah. You're in the water, because we talked the other day. I got the full scoop, so I knew what to ask her. So you're in the water. You're in the 10th round, going into the water, and there are 2 more rounds after you.
Yes.
So I didn't know anything about this. I thought this was fascinating. Okay, so what happens when round 11 is coming and back again? First, tell them how you were swimming.
So I took water was my fear, and that was my challenge, and that was the one I was there to beat. Like, let's do this. No wetsuits, no life jackets, just me and the other 40 ladies. So I was like, well, stay in the back of the group, take my time, it's gonna be fine. Just swim.
Keep swimming.
And it's clear water, it's a sunny day, it's Puerto Rico. So I was like, okay. Forgot to think about, there's 2 waves behind me, and they're males. So I'm like 6 or 7 meters into the water with my pace, enjoying it. And I started feeling the water getting choppier. Fast forward a couple of seconds later, I'm starting to get kicked and punched because they're coming right at you, so they don't see you, they're just at it. So strategy didn't work as much, because then I avoided my group, but then there was always someone behind me passing me. But again, you have to like find your spot and keep my pace and keep going. But yeah, I got kicked and punched 3 times.
Yeah.
But I think back.
But nobody swam over you.
Yeah, which was
right?
my fear. Like I talked to someone and she said that one guy like pulled her down and people would swim over you. So that didn't happen to me. So it was just a couple of like.
Okay, so Finish got out of the water, right? Finish got out of the water.
Finish got out of the water.
Bike's next.
Bike's next. I took an hour to finish the water. It's an hour and 10 minutes. To tell you, like, I'm 200 meters away from the end of the water. And I hear like people yelling, and I look up, and they're taking a guy who's only 200 meters away from his end for the next part. So that's to say, like, people, it gets really mental. So bike is on. The morning of the race, I realized I even had my spare tire kit. So I'm about to jump for 56 miles on my bike with no spare tires, because somehow disappeared. Never found them again. Haven't seen them again. I need to go buy new ones actually. And that morning, I'm on the transition, putting everything together, and I'm like freaking out. My oldest brother notices that I'm like a deer on the headlights, and he's like, you have to go and do it. Like, there's no if or buts. So
Don't run over a pothole.
Yeah, the potholes, that was the thing. Like, Puerto Rico, the roads are not that great right now. So you have to be like, you're like on these, and look, ooh, hole. Like, so I had to be like extra cautious because I had no spare tires through it. And didn't worry about it too much until mile 28, 29, I fell. The guy in front of me was having a little bit of trouble on the turnaround, so I was clipping, so I don't wanted to run him over. So long story short, I tried to go around the cones. Well, I get caught up on the cones, so there I go.
And
that's why I have my
she has the knee to prove it.
My pretty knees.
Yeah.
But adrenaline rush goes through it, and you just go like, oh my god. And the guy's like, are you gonna stay? I'm like, yeah, can you fix it? Like, let's get going. Because I was bleeding and all that stuff. So 56 miles later, I finished the bike ride. It was already like around noon, so it's getting hotter, and you just think about so many things like, this is something wrong with my knee, I'm gonna be able to run, because I don't know if you guys have been to Puerto Rico, Old San Juan is pretty hilly, and we were running through Old San Juan, and there's the wind, and also the bike ride was through the coast, so you're getting the wind from the water, so.
Which of course she didn't train for.
That. That's something that you cannot control.
Here.
Yeah,
right.
You cannot control that like I did. But it goes to show that my training here did pay off, because with the trainer and the trainer bike that I use at home and my rides here, even the wind was something new, the speed of the wind, my body still was able to do it. So having, again, the right people around you, the right coaching, the right guidance will take you to where you need to go. You just have to be pretty picky of who you have around you and who's guiding you to whatever goal you decide to do in the future.
Okay, so what happens on the run?
You
hadn't hit the wall yet, right?
No, the run had hit the wall. I was thirsty because I ran out of water like 6 miles out. So it was starting to get hot, and I drink a lot of water first, and they give you oranges, and I'm good. I'm going. Start the hills, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. Start getting really hot, and I'm asking for ice. So you have like ice bags on like your hat, your neck. You're like trying to warm up, because that's the way you keep going. Couple of miles with people that are towards San Juan, they have their hoses out, so they're hosing all their runners. And I'm like, water! And I get excited, but then my shoes get wet or my socks get soaked. So that's when I start running, start rubbing my feet, so start to like get a blister, so that starts hurting a little. And then I'm seeing my family here and there, and I yell like I'm like a rock star. I'm like, funny thing is that when I walk out of the bike, my dad notices the bandage, and he's like, what happened? What happened? I'm like, I fell. Like, can't talk about this now. Like,
I'm running a race.
Yeah, yes. And so I met this girl, something also that relates to real estate. We have to be careful who we have around, and I have to give props to Dory and the team. They create a really good environment for us here. We're kind of protected from outside negativity, and we're really mindful about that. So mile 3, I met this girl which I saw on the bike ride, and at that point she was like, are we gonna finish this race ever? And I'm like, sure we are, like, come on. She's like, oh, I had 2 flat tires. I'm like, well, you're still riding. I felt I have a bleeding knee. We're still going. I see her on the run, and I say Christina, and I say hi to her. Long story short, mile 3, she's like, I'm having cramps. I cannot do this. I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, really? You're 10 miles away from your goal and you're gonna quit now? You have done 60 miles. Keep going. Which helped me to stay, because I was about to like, oh my God, this is getting hot, but it gave me distracted, so I realized I have to be stronger for her to help me push through it. And that helped for a couple of miles. At one point, I was starting to run faster. She's like, don't leave me, don't leave me. And I was like, yeah, I'm leaving you.
He's actually holding her back.
So and I'm clicking, and I'm like, I didn't came this far to, and I was already short in time because things that happened, so I was pretty aware of my timeline. So it's like, yeah, best of luck. So I started pacing myself a little bit better, and I started separating myself from her. She finished because I found her after, and she finished. She got before the cutoff, which was good. So I get through that. I do a couple of miles thinking about that, and gets me going. So I'm 2.5 miles out, and that's when I was like, oh my God, my feet are hurting.
She hit the wall.
And I'm like I did so good, and I'm like, and I was like, well, my family's here, they're gonna love me regardless, like, who cares? And then I'm like, remember, like, you have people cheering from you, then you start thinking about all the text messages and the support, and we're with you, and people are tracking me. I'm like, well, I don't finish. Like, I was like, but still, it wasn't like enough to get me out of that hole. Like I was battling, and I was like, wait, don't stop moving. Even if you have to walk, just walk it. And I was pretty much at that point walking, and I'm looking up the hill, and I see the white shirt coming my way, and I was like, oh, and he had like eyes. I was like, great. And he was like, come on, you have 15 more minutes to go. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to. And he kind of like, he was that push of like, keep going, run it, walk it, run it, walk it. And we run together, walk together. We were farther along. My youngest, that's my oldest sibling. My youngest sibling joined us too. So the three of us are running, and then their kids are around. And that for me was like, okay, here's what it comes down to. The support, the family, the people around you. Like your race, we all have different challenges and races and whatever we're doing. But that for me was the biggest thing from the race. The people you have around you, you're gonna face challenges. It's gonna get hard, you're gonna fall, you're gonna scratch your knees. But just keep pushing, just stop moving. Like no matter how much you wanna quit in real estate in life, just keep moving. Just a little bit of time. Take your time. Take your nutrition, drink water, or beer or wine, whatever you need to keep going.
Train well.
Train well.
Yeah.
But for sure, just keep moving forward.
Laura had shared with me some of this before she left, and I told her, when you hit that wall, I want you to picture the agents in the office helping you to finish the race. And she said that helped. It wasn't enough. So when she saw her brother, she was like, okay, I can do this. It's killing me, but I can do this.
Yeah, and he was like, come on, we're on walk. And I was like, to the pink wall. And I remember there was like a really long wall, and it was pink, and he's like, that one? I'm like, no, this one. Like, not that one. We're staying on this one. But at the end of the day, then you see that finish line, and you forget about all of it. Like, you just kind of like, you get your medal, which I forgot, Rory asked me to bring it, and you get a hat that says finisher, and you get a t-shirt that says finisher, that you cannot buy that, so it's like, okay. And it was a great experience. I think it changed me for the better, I hope, and learned new habits, and I learned a lot about myself. And if I can leave you guys with something, just choose whatever you've been putting away. If you want to learn a new skills, or focus on your real estate, or start a new venture, take a bet on yourself and go for it. Because at the end of the day, it's on you. And that's just kind of my advice would be that. Keep going.
So are you going to do it again?
Oh yeah. I'm going back. I need to do a better time. Like my goal was 6.5 hours. Being naive and oh yeah, how hard can it be? It's hard. So I'm going back next March. Goal is 7 hours, and I'll be ready again, and we'll see what happens on that adventure. But yeah, I'm doing it.
The first thing she said to me when she came into my office the other day was, I didn't beat my time. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, so we prepare, but then things happen and just unexpected. But yeah, I'm going back.
So talk real quick about setting the goal and how setting goals in the past.
I know where you're going with that one.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
So this is the first goal I have achieved. I'm gonna be 35 in August, and I'll be 21. But this is the first goal I set out to do and completely achieve. And I'm not gonna lie, there were times a couple of my friends and my coaches got calls on like, this is the worst mistake ever. How do I get my money back? I don't want this anymore. But it taught me that I can do it. And never did sports. I didn't have an athletic bone in my body before. Now I think I do. And it's exciting to achieve that one. And just every training, like, it kind of snowballed. Like, even the days that were hard and I had to work and I had to do an amendment to others' concern, I had to show property and I had to figure this. And I still, it's 9 o'clock and I still have to go to the gym. That for me was like, I won the day today. And then tomorrow, same thing. And those tiny goals and victories, I started putting my hopes on like today's win. I finished my day, I trained, I did work, I ate healthy. And then same thing tomorrow, which kind of helped me to realize that be patient with the process, because you have small victories at the end and sometimes we forget like, yeah, I got the medal. But those, since October to March, there were a lot of good victories and lessons on the process that are really special, and that's, I think, the biggest lesson from it.
Yeah, that's invaluable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there were plenty of times when did you crash your bike? Like how long ago?
So I crashed on my bike at the Silver Comet Trail, also like mile 28. Mile 28 are not good for me. It was a Saturday, it was raining, it was 20 degrees. Like, why am I doing this again? One of those days, and I knew that I was starting negotiating with myself on mile 15. So if I do 15, that's 30, but that's not 56. So I keep negotiating myself to make it to mile 28 because it would be 56 miles, and I was like, that would be my race. I was like, no more than that, but at least let's do the race distance. So I see mile 28, and I get so excited that I forget to clip off, and all that bug, and I like scratch my leg and hurt myself a little bit, and then I had to do the 26 miles back. Not in the best way, cold, like I cried when I saw my car. Like I was like, oh my God, I made it. So I did that, then my ankle was messed up before leaving, and which I had to be really careful with. This is the first time I wear heels in like almost 3 months, and they're not like even that big. And when I get on the water in Puerto Rico to practice there for the first time, jellyfish sting me when I'm on the water, and I was like, really? Like what else? But it makes you ready. So no jellyfish on race day, but if it had happened, I already know how to handle it or know what it is. And
oh, ouch!
I'm not gonna die from it, or my arm's not gonna get really swollen. I have still a little bit of a mark, but yeah.
Yeah. So there were so many times that she could have opted to say, I am so out of this, but you opted not to do that.
Yeah, and it was a battle, I'm not gonna lie. But again, I guess having the right people around you, and I wanted to do it. Like it was my decision to do it. I did it because I had that crazy idea I could do it. And then you start having those small victories, so you start believing that you can do it. And then when those hard times come along, you're like, but hold on, I did already 1,300 meters on the pool once. I can do it again today. Maybe not as fast because I'm tired, but I can do it. Or I have run 8 miles in the past. So those things, like your mind is super powerful, and that's one of the things I learned from this. Like it's just crazy how much we can get out of ourselves if we let ourselves get to that point. And it's a great experience.
So if anybody wants to start training for Puerto Rico,
we have time. I have a great coach.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for sharing. Congratulations. So anybody have an aha from Laura's experience for the Ironman? Joe.
Just be persistent.
Just
this
be
is
persistent.
crazy. Just stay to the program.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I remember when she was getting ready for the last one, and I talked to her because I know the swimming thing. I almost drowned when I was a little kid, and just to even get back in the water was just amazing.
Yeah.
And the guy that was saving me almost drowned because I was fighting and he got a cramp.
Right.
So I know. I love that.
I think if you have the mentality that you are never going to quit no matter what happens, then you'll succeed. And that applies absolutely to what we're doing. Like, I heard the podcast from Ben Kinney last night, and he lost it all in 2008. He was making $500,000 a year, and then he went to a negative net worth of $500,000. Most people in that situation would have went bankrupt and quit, but he didn't give up. He kept doing it. And within 12 months, he went from making offers of 20% below list price to 20% over because the market bounced back. She could have given up whenever she got hurt, fell off her bike, got stung by a jellyfish or whatever it was, but it's very clear that no matter what was going to happen, you were never going to quit, and that's what separated you from the 837 people that did quit.
Something else really interesting about her training. She was trained and coached so well that she didn't need her cramping pills. What were the other things that you had that she gave them to other people that were having problems? She didn't have a dehydration issue because she was so well coached and trained.
And she fought against the wind.
Oh yeah, fought against the wind.
Yeah, and I think at the end, the people around you coaching is really important. Like you don't need to be the smartest person on the roof. You don't need to learn it all. You just need to be around the people that know what you want to do. If you want to be great at real estate, then talk to Dory. Let's get you coaches. Let's put that
She listened to her coach.
You got it. And she found the right coaches after 3 attempts.
Yeah, I had to fire yourself.
She had to fire 3 before who said, yeah, let's do this. Because the other ones were like, yeah, I think you can do that. Seriously? Wow. And you're a triathlon coach? That's odd.
Yeah, they're tough. But
Yeah.
coaching and training for it. And I also got a massage every 2 weeks, so you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
Like, it's just, you cannot focus so much on the goal that you lose sight of yourself. Like, you have to find that balance. And I'm not great at saying I'm as good at my balance because there were days I was just working. If it was, you would see me at the gym or showing properties. Like, outside of that, I had to say, sorry, no time for more. But it was my decision and it paid off. But,
well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you all.
There's also a book, just real quick. There's a book by David Goggins called Can't Hurt Me.
Yep.
He's the guy that runs those 24-hour road races, 100-mile races, ex-military. But pickle juice and mustard for endurance athletes helps for cramping.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Thank you. Can't hurt me.
Can't hurt me, David Goggins.
Goggins is a former Navy SEAL. And he, again, just like you're saying, it's all about the mental.
It is. It's all about mindset. Yes. So thank you so much. Have a great week. And we'll see you next week, guys.